Hey there, fellow creators. Ben here from Cinder Studios. And this week, it's vlog time. It is Friday evening, the 10th, around 6:30. Came home from work, mowed about half of my grass, because that's plenty. I'm not in the mood, wasn't in the mood to do that at all, but I had to get at least a little bit done. And now I'm back to working on updating my prints and getting those uploaded to my own website, the cinderblockstudios.com/shop, which is now open, and my prints are slowly being populated in there. I've got another 10 or so to do tonight, and that'll be all the prints. I'm going to have to remove them from the Red Fishbowl site, and then we'll be good. I've been doing, I did a whole bunch Sunday or Monday, I think. Just kind of got the bug to do that. And I've kind of just been doing 4 or 5 a day all week long, so finally getting there, which is good. Got myself a nice blue cocktail this evening. It's pretty warm, so I'm just kind of hanging out down here and doing that, so stick around. Almost forgot to cue things up for the intro, that's funny. So, yeah, I've been just kind of chipping away, adding these in. I'm getting pretty good at this now. I've got a good rhythm and a good routine for getting these uploaded. If I'm typing enough on this thing, I do get out the real keyboard. I'm also having to go back and forth. The Facebook fan page is like the one place now where I have all of the biggest collection of all my pieces. Because recently I did a huge cleanup on my DeviantArt, and I was actually thinking about leaving DeviantArt as a whole, but I was like, you know what? There's some people that's all this like. Had somebody comment like, well, he's like, well, I just have to keep you in mind, I guess, if you leave. And I'm like, well, I'm also on Instagram. He's like, I don't follow artists anywhere else but here. I'm like, well, that's your own dumb fault. But I was thinking about it too. I have collection of a lot of my favorite artworks and stuff and inspirations. I don't want to just have to get rid of or have to download all of them or something. So I'm like, I'll keep the account open, but I just put a thing. I'm like, look, I'm not active anymore. I'm not going to upload it here anymore. Or at least probably not. I might put one or two pieces up there a year, but for the vast majority of stuff, I'm no longer active there. Because primarily I've been posting stuff. It's been Instagram and Discord now are sort of like my main focuses outside of the YouTube stuff. And then Facebook's always there at this point now, sort of as an archive. So, I can't remember when it was 2016. It's really hard when you have so many pieces trying to remember when the hell you did all of them. So I think last time I had a vlog, I was talking about this a little bit, where I was trying to, my thing was like, well, I have pictures of all the prints, but I have to take pictures of the print itself, which I went ahead and did. So now when you go to the website, you'll see the original image, and then you'll see what the print looks like, just kind of at a bit of an angle. So you see a little bit of the glare and roughly the size and everything like that. There's a whole separate category at the top of the page, so it's all paintings and prints and art books. Or like the 3 subsections where you can search in through. Ding! Okay, there we are. Alright, what's next? On a platter of stone. What the original size of that piece was. Okay, I'm just going to take a shot in the dark that that's a 6x12. I'm really not sure. Just thinking about the size, and I don't even know where that piece is. Maybe. Oh, there it is. Yeah, that's totally a 6x12, isn't it? It is not. Oh shit, I gotta change that. It is 13 1/4. Interesting. 6x13 or 3/4 rather. Alright, that is, how many of those do I have? 7. 7. I gotta go find, oh hell. Oh. Uh-oh. I don't have a picture of that somewhere. Everything else I've been grabbing from archived images and stuff. But yeah, I don't have. I gotta go. I gotta go email that file to myself now. Just go ahead and save that on the external drive that I'm already using. Add product. Just this constantly. What are we up to now? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 left. So I got down to the last print, and everything decided to crash. Well, the web browser froze up, and then, well, at that point, it's like, well, now we have to restart, and 10-year-old computer, running Windows 7 at this point, and I really should have just put SSDs in this to start with, but I didn't. And these disks are not what they used to be, so now I get to wait 15 minutes for this thing to restart and still be okay. Great. It's always right when you're almost done where things get fucked up.
We almost got fucked up.
In the meantime, I'm gonna refill my drink and start looking at what I want to do for the weekend. So what's interesting is, so one of the reasons why I took the job that I have now is because I don't have to work weekends. With the one exception of the weekend that I thought I had to work this weekend, or Saturday rather. I got this new machine in at work that's this, like, literally half of my job is this big machine. We've been waiting 6 months for it to show up. It finally came in Tuesday. There's been the crew that the company that makes the machine just sends these crew out to here build the machine. They got here Tuesday. They've been working on it all week since then. It still wasn't done when I left at 5 o'clock. And I said to my boss, like, so are we working tomorrow? Are we not working tomorrow? He's like, I'll just text you, let you know. I'm like, okay. And just before I started this recording, he got back to me and said, yeah, they're still having problems. They're going to have to work on Monday, so we're not working this weekend. And I was like, cool. That's interesting now, though, too, because my entire Saturday morning I thought I was going to be at work. It was not mandatory that I was there, but it was, like, highly recommended since it's most of my job. And I was going to go in anyway because I was like, I can give them 4 to 6 hours. Not a huge deal, plus it was overtime. Not happening now. So probably next weekend when another video has to be uploaded. In which case I'll probably have to record, edit, and get that video prepped this weekend. So that's one thing to do this weekend. Also, Sunday is going to be fun. It's the annual Three Rivers Arts Festival. And a friend of mine, fellow YouTuber, or fellow, I should say, older YouTuber that doesn't upload anymore, who you guys might know as Tyler's Art Shack, is selling his woodworking stuff right down the road, and has been, I guess, all week. So I'm going to go down Sunday to see the show and talk to him, and I don't know if that's going to make it into this vlog or if it's going to go into the next one, but look forward to that, because I'm sure I'll record some stuff on my phone. Other than that, yeah, I wasn't expecting to paint this weekend, so I kind of have free range to start a project that, because I don't have anything started either, so probably at this point I'm going to be just looking for something to start. Is this still trying to shut down? Holy shit. This whole time I've been talking, it's still trying to shut down. That's not a good sign. I don't want to force this thing to shut down, but at the same time, this is taking way longer than it should. So, actually, I tell you what, if it's still not done by the time I come back from my drink, unfortunately, it's probably going to have to be a hard reset. Alright, so I did have to do a hard reset, unfortunately, which means that thing's going to be resetting. Well, it's in welcome screen now, but it's going to be like 10 to 15 minutes before it's up and ready to go with all the processes finished. Probably closer to 5, I just over-exaggerate it. As I was doing all this, though, and being frustrated with that, I remembered that I have an art crawl coming up in less than a month, I think it is. I think it might be exactly 1 month. I think it's literally 4 weeks from today. Or tomorrow, I should say, because tomorrow's Saturday. So, some time ago, I realized that carrying around this box full of crap from table show to table show is dumb. Because I picked up for the gallery a portfolio book, and when I started putting my prints in it, I was like, why the shit have I not been doing this the whole fucking time? So I picked up a slightly bigger one. This is a 14 by 17 inch, 35.56 by 43.18 centimeters for my international crowd. Yeah. I'm sure it has like an A whatever size. I don't know what those are. But yeah, so I've had this box that I've always tried to travel light. I've got a video from, I think, before I moved, so that had to have been at least 2015, about how I set up my print table when I'm traveling and at shows. And that's all sort of changing now to put all of this stuff into the portfolio book, so I don't have to carry the box anymore. Also, I thought I needed a new credit card swiper. Turns out, I'm really embarrassed about to say this too, because I had some friends by last weekend, and a couple of them bought stuff. One of them had a 20, which was good. The other one's like, I'm like, I can take a card, but I can't swipe it because the swiper is screwed up. And I had some clients come by in, I think, like January, who, actually, this is really funny. So that day, last vlog, when I was, very beginning of the last vlog, I was coming back from the gallery carrying stuff. Right after I recorded that segment, these couple of guys from across the street were like, "Hey, we know you," and I'm like, "Hi." And I'm very honest with people for the most part, so they're like, "Do you know who we are?" And I was like, "No, I don't. I'm sorry." And they were the people that came to the studio to buy artwork and bought artwork, and I had no idea who the hell they were. So I feel bad, but at the same time, it's like they're like, "Hi," and I'm like, "I'm sorry, I don't." Thing on the street, I don't know you. And when they came is when I figured that something was screwy. So like going through trying to get it to swipe, not working. So I just had to sit there and punch in their credit card numbers manually to get it to go through. Apparently, all I had to do, which I don't know, like I guess my phone must have reset something at some point, because I know it had worked previously. And when whatever reset on it, it disabled the permission for the audio jack, which is what the card swiper plugs into, and it's like it's not even recognizing it. So it was Sunday, I think, that I'm like, let me just, before I contact PayPal customer support, which I've been dreading doing, but I was like, that was the thing I was going to do that day. I'm like, let's just one more time see if I didn't do something stupid. Sure enough, yeah, I had to re-enable the permissions, and now it works fine again. So, good news is I don't have to sit in the freaking chat room with PayPal to sort this shit out. It works just fine, and we're good. Anyway, I can't remember where I was now with all this, but I was getting these out, things and swiper and stuff to put in this portfolio book. I mean, some things are a little chunkier I can't do that with, and these are actually some old canvas boards and stuff that probably won't really work for doing that with. But it's going to eliminate this box, which is super old, and now it needs to. Oh, that's saying something about the other video being old. So it's this, and I set the prints up this way. Big problem with that is I've found over the years is a lot of venues I go to, a lot of events, especially this upcoming one, it's a street show, and there's often wind. So the wind blows. A lot of times I'm taping stuff down to like this, like tablecloth. That's actually a bed sheet. Tablecloth that I put on my table, but the wind blows, and all of a sudden your prints go over here. And tape doesn't stick to fabric super well, so the wind blows and your prints still go all over here. And most people are nice, they'll help you pick it up and stuff, but I want to avoid all of that shit. So that's what the portfolio book is for. Also got to say thank God for browser history saves. I was expecting it to be like, sorry, we're having trouble restoring your session. It was like, nope, it got all my tabs back to where they were, which is good. Although I got to watch, because I'm pretty sure some videos probably going to start playing. So yeah, I got one more print upload over there, and then we're good for the website. I just have to worry about taking certain things off of Red Fishbowl tomorrow, or well, sometime this weekend, really. I have this running joke that I have not yet used in anything, but I thought of it at some show I was sitting at, because some people for a while it was like, do you have prints? And I think the best way to, or it's like, do you have, it was, if somebody ever says, do you have any prints? you say to them, just his early stuff. I only have a couple of his first albums. It's a very stupid joke, but I've been wanting to use it forever, and I haven't really been able to. Anyhow, okay, so, portfolio book. Yay, Blick Basic Presentation Book. I can't think of it. I think a fun project for this might actually be to paint my logo or something on the front of this. This is a really kind of silky smooth stuff. I'll probably have to grab some of the GAC 200 to actually make a viable thing, but oh man, shit, I really like that idea now. Crap. Hang on, wait a minute. Where are my circle templates? They're not gonna be big enough, are they? Not even close. Cool, I have to find something bigger. Well, universal big item in the studio that I use for large circles. Oh, wait a minute. No, not that. This. Bucket. Bucket, bucket, bucket.
Worm buffet.
Kick the bucket.
Keep your gesso buckets. That's the perfect size. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna paint my logo on this tomorrow, I think, or something. You know what? Oh, hold on. Do this. It's easier. So it's not gonna be easier to do that. Okay, hold on. Center it as much as I can. Just eyeball center. This should be interesting. I haven't actually had to reproduce my logo in a really long time. Most of the time I'm just doing like sort of a tracing or something like that, but yeah, that should be really fun. Okay, so that's back up and running. I'm gonna finish getting this other print up, and then I'll be back. Okay, yay! I'm officially done. Every single one of my prints now is available at everything I'm in stock, print-wise, is available at cinderblockstudios.com/shop. Yay! So in addition to there being exclusive stuff on, yeah, now we're getting into the stuff that I have more copies of. Had to get through all the old stuff first. In addition to there being exclusives for the Cinderblock Studios site, there's also exclusives for, if you meet me in person, you're going to see stuff that isn't available anywhere else as well. So that's also a thing. Yeah, we've got Cataclysm. I think when I got the new prints made, I put at least, I think, 3 or 4 of each of them in my sale box. And then some things were restocks. So I think like Factory on Mount Kaze was a restock. This is Tale of a Young Swordsman. So this was a newer one that wasn't a restock because I didn't have any made at the time. The more I kind of look at these pieces, the more they start coming back to me. Like, oh yeah, I remember this one. Do I remember the name of it all the time? Not usually, but... Okay. I don't know if I restocked this one. I don't think I did. Life Among the Cave Dwellers. That's another one you guys probably don't know. The original of this is... I don't know if it's about this. It might actually be smaller than this. Hold on, wait a minute. I bet it's here. Because it was one of the little slate ones. Yeah, there it is. Shit, yeah, the print's actually bigger than the original piece. So here's the original piece, and here's the print. And, yeah, the print's actually... hold on, wait a minute. Is it? Oh, no, that's one... well, is it? No, it is. It is actually 1-to-1. It doesn't... the print does look bigger, but, yeah, original in print. I guess I'm going to have to restock these, I guess. I thought I got more of these, but apparently not. This was, I guess, a popular one enough to sell out all of the originals other than that. Eventually, once I get around to doing more of this, I will be putting these little slate pieces up on the website as well to sell. Thing is, I know they'll kind of fall in a little bit. Next time I do a show, I'll have to pull them up a little or something, but... yeah, we have the Uprising prints. Linoleum block prints in there. And then the ones without the color on them. And the line cleanup. Also, if you happen to buy anything on the website, cinderblockstudios.com/shop, I'm just going to keep plugging it the whole damn time. I don't advertise it this way, but I send every shipment out with a pack of the $5 watercolor bookmarks that I sell during art shows and stuff. So if you want if you want some of those outside of that, is fucking thick. Outside of seeing me in person, I probably should have done the logo before I did that, but whatever. Something for later. And you want to, get a hold of some of that stuff. Buying online and buying on my website is a great way to get a hold of that stuff. All right, so it is another lovely Saturday morning, and I don't have work. Yay. So last night, after I finished the portfolio thing and signed off from you guys, I kind of flipped through my sketchbook and decided what I wanted to do this morning. So this is a sketch from September of, is it last year? Maybe. No, whoa, September of 2020, really old sketch. Alright, right? Yeah, alright. I didn't realize I was that far back in the sketchbook. Anyhow, this is one I came up with called Enter the Hive. It's a vertical piece. Hold on, wait a minute. Always got to rework the stupid, there we go. That should be better. Come on, glare, maybe? I don't know, whatever. You got glare, but that's that. So a little towery thing, kind of somewhat inspired by the upper rock thing in the desert episode of Avatar: The Last Airbender.
And you just lick something you find stuck to the wall of a cave?
I have a natural curiosity.
Basically a giant hive full of sticky resinous liquid. But this thing, I want it to be essentially the whole thing is this sticky resinous liquid, and it's not just strictly the color that I'm going to play with. I want to play with texture in this piece too, because I think that would be really fun. I want it to both kind of look and feel gross at the same time. And so I grabbed a 12 by 24 out of my corner and gave it another layer of gesso. So it needs probably a little bit of a light sanding before I get started, but other than that, I should be good. So yeah, there was that. I did want to paint paint that portfolio book. So we will do that as well. So I'll have to hit this with a little bit of the GAC 200 in order to get all the paint to stick lovingly. Which I think I'll do just right now. Dear Golden, don't put the GAC 200 in these nozzle containers because it dries and then you're screwed. I mean, you can clean them, but for this stuff, not super well. I knew I wanted to kind of get something squared up for this morning besides this. So I figured before I left the studio last night, I was like, okay, let's pick something, get it prepped, and then in the morning I can just get started. Oh yeah, by the way, what time is it here? It's about 20 after 9. I don't know if I actually mentioned that at the top of this recording. So that's kind of where I'm sitting today. I will give you guys updates as I work, and hope you guys enjoy this one. So I'm trying to figure out what to do with the sky for this piece. So the only thing in my sketchbook color note wise is the structures, which is sort of like golden, yellow, brown, and white, so snot colors basically. So I was kind of looking at my color wheel trying to figure out what I want to do that's sort of a little bit of a complement. So I'm kind of leaning towards sort of like a reddish violet kind of color. I'm watching this lady's art haul video in between takes here, and I've been noticing this lately. She's, I think, from Germany, so it makes more sense, I guess, there. But I've been noticing a lot of artists getting hauls from Amazon. I'm like, no, don't buy art supplies on Amazon. Like, yeah, it might be cheap, but of all the places to not buy art supplies, don't get art supplies on Amazon. Go from a reputable art supply retailer. They're better. So that'll probably be the darkest portion of it. And I need a lot more white, aren't I? Yep. Lot more white. You probably saw me before doing a little bit of knife work. That was scraping some of the paint away from that was wet. Yeah, that's pretty dry now. A little cold up here. I can't glaze it yet, but actually an oil buff at the end of this piece would probably work as well. It'll take care of both the sky and whatever else I managed to do. But yeah, I want to lay down the background stuff. It's going to be a little lighter in terms of its texture, but everything in the foreground I want to really, mostly the top of the tower. The foreground it'll probably be a little less as we get to the base, and then I've got a path kind of coming up and through here, so that'll have to be a little bit thicker, but not so thick that it offsets everything else. So this should be fun, though. I haven't really played with texture in a piece in quite a long time, so I think I'll probably start with... I got some extra heavy gel gloss recently, so I'll probably use that for the main stuff. And then some soft gel, I think, is a good place to start for everything else. I'm really having fun with this. I've needed a texture piece for a while. I'm hoping you guys can see this a little bit better now that I've moved the camera. I was actually watching this lady on Instagram earlier this week, and all she does is just basically makes these big rainbowy pieces, but rather than using a brush, she just does little blobs of paint. And I'm like, that looks really cool. So I guess in the back of my mind, I'm kind of doing that a little bit. Like, all she does is like that, and then gets another blob of a different color and goes like that right next to it. Really, really crazy stuff. But I'm trying to create something that looks, I don't want to say waxy here, but it needs to kind of look as gross as the colors I'm going to put on it are going to be. So I'm still trying to keep my shape, but also using the shape of the knife to kind of create all these little variants. And then I'll be able to use that as sort of a nice base to paint on top of. And because I'm using gel here rather than a paste, well, primarily using gel because I have more varying viscosities of it, but being able to really kind of manipulate a nice thick thing. And if I was using the paste, you guys would probably be able to see it better, but I couldn't really see where I was with all of that. So, yeah. And the trick is to not make it look uniform, because the human brain wants to make everything uniform and parallel and perfect and symmetrical. It's like, no, no, no. Nature isn't symmetrical. Nature is messy and weird and has all kind of strange things to it. Now the downside is, after I finish this, I can't touch this painting for like 6 or 8 hours, because it's going to take at least that long for all the gel to dry completely through. So, once I get this far, I will work on the, hopefully that the logo's getting, it's almost dry. So yeah, I should be able to start working on the logo front thing. And I tell you what, I may or may not actually start a second piece today. Since I have, again, having to work with the gel and everything on this one, it's going to change a little bit of my regular workflow. It's going to be here. I'm just manipulating that gel to give myself an opening, but I still want it to be thick on those edges, which is why I laid down the gel first before I heard about where the door was. Because now it kind of billows up and around it, as if it really is sort of like dripping and carved out of that. To the edge of the map, edge of the canvas. Until I've been playing games a lot lately, I call the canvas a map. I better never have to paint over this piece, because I'll never be able to do it, or something like if this doesn't sell and I unwrap it or paint over it, all this gel is going to be just a nightmare to work with. Looks pretty good. Now the upper layer, I am going to grab paste for. I want it to, I want to have that offset a little bit, so I'm going to mix this, I think, with possibly some of the coarse paste, or you know what, the light stuff would be good. So mix of the gel and the paste for that foreground arc, which will be like what, here, this way, like that, for where our figures are gonna sit. I'm trying to really build something of a visceral reaction that when you'll see this piece in person, it invokes something a little different than just something that would be flat and that faux texture would create. You're there with the figures, and I want you to feel that grossness of it. The way that like they're like, oh God, this is a hive, and God, what are they secreting, and ugh, you know, something like that. Now, one thing that I might do is after this dries, I might actually come back in with the gel and technically flatten it back out. Or maybe do that closer to the end, so I actually do have that spot for my figures. I don't have to worry about that. Just not today, obviously. Okay. Put that down, stick it in the corner, do not touch it. For the first time in a long time, I have to recreate my logo. Luckily, for a piece of this size, in fact, I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to go upstairs and look at the real thing. It's based on this. I painted this in 2013. And I really liked the sort of thing of it and everything, so I took it into Photoshop and simplified it, and this is where my logo comes from. Copy it onto this edge. There goes the cap, all right. And it'll be fairly accurate. There we are. Now I can repaint it. Alright, well that looks pretty good. Nothing fancy, just, you know, logo and that, and just the other thing. I think I want to sign in here. Paint marker maybe? Yay, it's a good one. Probably because it's real big and I can do the fullness of all the strokes. Okay. Yay, portfolio book. I have another lull in my day where I can start something else. Maybe. Oh yeah, that one did catch my attention. This could be a really good one on a bigger piece of, mark this page off. A bigger canvas. This one is sort of based on, I was thinking about that Risk of Rain piece I did as a commission. So, a couple of circles, kind of like, almost like stargates and different symbols on them, and they glow. Funny landscape, perspective-y stuff. I'm also been really overdue for a 15 by 30, so I think I'm going to do one of them. Okay, well, I think I really made the right decision with doing a very stylized brushwork sky for this, because you can see a lot of the streaks and the strokes in here. I think that's going to offset a lot of what I do, probably a lot more blending stuff that I do, especially since a lot of this is very rock heavy. It'll need that, and additionally, the circular motions, I think, in many ways reflect the circular structures themselves, and I think that's going to be a good balance point for this piece. So, yay, I made a good decision on a piece for a change. I don't say for a change. I mean, I make decent decisions often, but I make bad decisions too. Speaking of which, last studio vlog, I was talking about painting this bottle and maybe doing a wax overlay on it. Did the wax overlay, looks like absolute crap. So I kind of ruined this one. That didn't work. So, you know, all that work, all that paint, all that, even like, as soon as I did the rub and buff too on that, it looked great. And I tried to do wax and it looked like absolute horseshit. So, yeah, that's kind of where that project ended up. A little more work on this, then lunch and games for the rest of the day. And then I might try to get a couple more pictures of things to post up on the shop. But other than that, snipitstudios.com/shop, by the way. Yeah. And then if you guys, I guess, watching this then, and if you guys catch the Sunday hangout on Discord, which I will be doing this week, since I didn't get to last week, I was not really in that mood and I didn't have anything to work on, so I skipped last week, but they've been fun. So I think that's where I'm gonna let you guys go for today. Keep an eye out for the short video tomorrow. And after that, that's, I guess, about it. So I'm gonna, once again, I laid out way too much freaking color here. Probably gonna use like one of my used paint jar mixes for a lot of the background rocks and stuff. And then I'll go from there. Maybe even this one once I mix it up and see how it looks. But yeah, so that's it for this week. Hope you guys enjoyed watching me paint and stuff this time around. I'm really hoping this vlog is not 45 minutes again like it has been. Maybe I can get this one cut down to under 30.
You serious?
Figure out what song I'm going to use in the background for all the time-lapse stuff and all that mess. But, yeah. So thanks, guys, for watching. Keep on creating. I did stream on Twitch last night, and my thing there is keep on gaming, so I almost said that. Keep on creating. And I will see you guys next time.